So we are discussing Dhruva Maharaj pastime, where Dhruva Maharaj he left home and Narada Muni came and instructed him. And upon the instructions of Narada Muni, Dhruva Maharaj very nicely, wonderfully performed this. And the Lord was pleased with severe austerities Dhruva Maharaj has done. And by that, even the whole world also started trembling. So the Lord became very much pleased with Dhruva's austerities. So he has appeared in front of Dhruva, and when he opened his eyes, he saw the Lord and he offered obeisances and he offered nice, wonderful prayers. And when he Lord touched Dhruva's head with conch shell, all the Vedic knowledge got revealed to Dhruva within himself. So therefore, he is able to offer wonderful prayers. And then his prayers, the content of his prayers is that you have entered into my senses and you have enlivened my senses, and therefore I am able to perceive you. And you are the one who created this universe. People who take shelter of you, for them, all the things, all the dharma, the kama, moksha will be fulfilled. But people who desire some benedictions, they are like kind of they are lost in their brains. But I only want bhakti. So because people who ever meditate you or hear your pastimes, the amount of happiness they derive, even the Brahman realization people, they will not achieve that much happiness. And what to speak of other benedictions like material benedictions, which always they are like after some time they will always finish. Antakasali, that means something is hanging and suddenly like something can cut off and it can fall, that vimana. So therefore material benedictions are said to be like anytime it can finish. So I don't want material benediction. I only want to I don't even want Brahman or Mukti or Brahman merging into you. I only want to meditate on your lotus feet or hear your kada. And one nice prayer he offered is that I only again and again want the association of devotees who continuously perform devotion to you. Bhaktim muhu pravahatam tvayi me prasando bhuyadanantamahataam amalashayanam येनाञ्जसोल्बणं व्यसनं भवाब्धिं नेष्ये भवद्गुणकथामृतपानमत्ता. I want bhakti again and again. Sorry, I want to association of devotees who perform bhakti to you constantly. They are Amalashaya, they are purified Mahatam, great personalities. And why you are asking about association of devotees? Why you are not asking about crossing about this material world? He's saying that Yena, by their association, Anjasa, very easily I will cross over this powerful material existence. Ulbanam Uruvyasanam Bhavabdi. Why? How? Neshe, we will cross over. How? Bhavad Guna Katamrita Panamatta. Just by engaging in the becoming mad in hearing your uh, amrita, nectar like katha, by just by drinking that nectar like your qualities, your pastimes, all those things, we will become mad, and by that only we will very easily cross over this material existence. So this is a common prayer if you observe in Bhagavatam. Like Dhruva Maharaj is praying for association, Prachetas are praying for association, Lord Shiva and Rudragita praying for association. So everyone, although Lord is there, they are asking for the association of devotees. And here Krishna Katha in the association of devotees. And what will happen in that association gives detachment, and by that I will come to you. So previously I had never experienced your supreme form. Previously I know your material form only, the different things, but I don't know your form. So I offer obeisances to your Garbhodakshayi Vishnu form, which is lying in the water and producing this universe. And your position is completely different from the Lord. So Lord is completely different from Jiva, having wonderful qualities. And even your Brahman qualities is also very wonderful. And finally, after offering these prayers, he says that your lotus feet can award everything. So therefore, you please take care of us, just like Vashreva Vatsakam, just like a cow takes care of its calf. So like that, you please take care of us without without any our asking you. So very nicely submitted that. I don't want any material benedictions, but you only take care of us. So like that, Dhruva Maharaj offered his prayer. So in his prayer, if you see, there is nowhere he was asking for, I want a planet which is higher than my grandfather's planet. So like that, there is no material benediction he is asking here. So now, when the Lord heard these prayers, so the Lord very much satisfied with the Dhruva's prayers, and he started speaking. He started speaking that I know previously with what determination you have performed your austerity. So what you have resolved, I know. Badram te, let you achieve prema. So you are asking for prema, bhakti muhu. So he expressed his desire for achieving bhakti, devotees association, and all those things. Let that be, you have that. But I will also award you, I will also award that place which is rarely achieved. It's by that which you previously desired to attain. So he previously it was mentioned that when he was meeting Narada Muni, he asked Narada Muni, Padam Tribhuvana Utkrishtam Jigyusho. So I want a position which is topmost in the three worlds. That kind of position I want. So like that. So therefore, Lord is saying that I will give you that place which you have asked. That place is called as like previously that is like Vaikuntha Loka only, or Vishnu space. So now you can reside there. So now that will become Dhruva Loka. So previously that Loka was not given to anyone else like Brahma and others. All the other planetary systems, all the nakshatras and all the Jyotish Chakra, there is in cosmology section, there is a section where it is mentioned that all the nakshatras will move around, all the grahas and all the nakshatras and the other devatas like Dharma, like other devatas like Dharma, Agni, Kashyapa, Shukra. So all these people, they have their own planetary systems, which they all move around this Dhruvaloka. Just like a oxen when it is tied into the central ground, central pole, it moves around like that. So all these planetary systems and nakshatras and grahas, they all move around that Dhruva planet. So in the fifth canto in the cosmology section, this will come. How Dhruva planet act like a pivot and all other planets, they move around just like a chandelier. They are all moving. So this is like the topmost planet in the Dhruva, in this material world. And this Dhruva Loka is actually, it is, although it is residing within the material world, it is actually spiritual world only. It is like Vaikuntha only, because in other shlokas it was mentioned that this loka is said to be the loka of Lord Hari. So and so therefore it is a Vaikuntha loka only. So that loka, Vaikuntha loka where Lord Vishnu stays, that loka he is awarding to Dhruva. And that but for immediately now, when you go back, your father, he will retire to the forest and he will give you the kingdom. So you will be able to rule that kingdom along with dharma, with religiously you will rule that kingdom for 36,000 years without any loss of your uh, weakness of senses. That means in full youth, you rule this kingdom for 36,000 years. So that is what he is avoiding. And also, this is like Dhruva is like kind of hearing these things that your brother Uttama, he will go to hunting and there he will die because while doing hunting. And his mother also, because he is very much attached to him, she will also go there and she will also enter a forest fire. So both Uttama and Surichi, they die, stepmother, so Surichi. So both Uttama and so they will die. So that's what Lord is telling to Dhruva. Dhruva was hearing. And he was also telling that you have you by performing sacrifices like 36,000 you rule and in those in that while ruling you enjoy this world, you always perform sacrifices, you give lot of dakshina, and you in this way you enjoy the earth, and at the time of death you will be able to remember me, and at that time you will be achieving that Dhruvaloka, that abode which is worshipped by all other planets, so which is even higher than the other devatas like rishis and other people. And by going there, no one will come down. So that planet you will achieve. So in this way, he awarded these benedictions, and the uh, like. In this way, Dhruva is offered his prayers, and after being worshipped, he again, the Lord, again went back along with Garuda while Dhruva was looking on. So in this way, Lord has bestowed benedictions to Dhruva. So in this way, Dhruva Maharaj had attained these benedictions from the Lord, but Maitreya Muni was mentioning that uh, he returned home, but he was not satisfied. So Dhruva was not satisfied after Lord offered his benedictions. So then the question will come, and so Vidura, he was hearing, so he was surprised, and he was asking. So he was asking that Sudurlabam yet padamam paramam padam hare. So he has achieved what is very difficult. The Lord's abode to achieve is so difficult. So that abode Dhruva has attained uh, by worshipping the Lord within 6 months, and within one time he is achieving that abode of the Lord. So why he considered himself unfulfilled, means why he was not so much pleased with himself. So like that he was asking. So then Maitreya Muni, he is replying that uh, um, Dhruva was actually uh, initially while starting worship, he was not desiring liberation, although Lord can give liberation. So mukti pater mukti means Lord can award liberation, but but he did not start his worship by desiring that liberation, because he is his heart was previously was pierced by the harsh words of his stepmother. So therefore he has a mentality of that revenge initially. So therefore, remembering that condition, that how is that I have this mentality of taking revenge. So that he felt remorse. So so here liberation means not liberation of merging into the Lord. So he was repenting that he did not desire to associate with the Lord. So liberation, it was mentioned that muktim bhaktimat पार्यदत्वं विष्णोर अनुचरत्वं hi mokshamahur manishina. Wise people say mukti means becoming an associate of the Lord and serving Vishnu. So that is Vishnu, Padma Purana says. So that kind of liberation I did not ask. That is his lamentation. So Dhruva is expressing that because previously when he offered prayers, he clearly said, I don't want Brahman, I want like service to the Lord is superiority over Brahman, merging into Brahman. So therefore, when it is said he did not desire liberation, that doesn't mean that he is getting liberation of Brahman merging, but his desire is to associate become associate of the Lord and serve the Lord. So therefore, he is like kind of repenting. So means he is remembering the his past condition when he was insulted by his stepmother. So that time he did not. He is having lot of pain and he wanted to take revenge. So therefore, that's why he worshipped the Lord in severe austerities with the determination to attain a higher place. So therefore, so when the Lord has appeared, that time he he did not that time he did not have the mentality of taking revenge, because clearly he was mentioning that all his senses became spiritualized. So therefore, at that time there is no question of him remembering the words of his stepmother. So when Lord appeared, that time there is no material desire in him. But the Lord, he even though he prayed for spiritual things, Lord said that he would fulfill his material desire. So we said that Lord said that your brother Uttama and your Suruchi will die, and you will attain kingdom for 36,000 years. So therefore, hearing that Lord fulfilled his material desire, although he did not ask, Dhruva became ashamed and started repenting. So Lord certainly knows that I had these material desires. So therefore, remembering my previous woes, he fulfilled those woes. So I am such a foolish person. Why why did I make such a woe that and why I did not desire the why I did not desire direct bhakti. While I am praying to the Lord, when I said I want the association of devotees, Lord is simply thinking that I am simply flattering him. I am simply deceiving him. So therefore, he did not take that desire seriously. So he clearly did not promise them, and he fulfilled my previous. He reminded me my previous envious nature. So therefore, Dhruva felt that Lord Lord knows. So therefore, I am still having those desires. Therefore, he fulfilled those desires. So therefore, Dhruva is feeling lot of shame, repentance, humility, and disgust with when the Lord fulfilled those material desires. So his mentality, what Dhruva is thinking, so that is explained that Dhruva is thinking that I have attained in 6 months only. I have attained the lotus feet of the Lord, which even the shade of the lotus feet of the Lord, that means when the Lord has appeared on Garuda, like some of the shade of Lord fell on Dhruva. So he is remembering that. So I have attained the shade of the lotus feet of the Lord. And to attain the lotus feet of the Lord, even great personalities like Sanaka and others, they don't attain so easily in one lifetime. But even though I have attained that, I fell down from my position because I have Prutanmati, other I have other desires than to attain the Lord. So therefore, the Lord did not take me to his abode immediately. So like that he is thinking. So such a foolish, unfortunate person I am, and having attained the Lord, who can destroy this material existence, I have asked for what is perishable. In the Vishnu Purana, there is a nice sloka we always quote. Stana tapasi stitohem Svam praptavan deva munindra guhyam Kachan vichinvan api divya ratnam Swami Krutatosmi Varam Nayache. So it is said that Sthana Vilashi Tapasi Stitoham. I have situated in Tapasya to attain a great place. Sampraptavan Deva Munindra Guhyam. By that I have attained you, which is very difficult even for Devas and Munis to attain. So that is like I am searching for a broken pieces of glasses, but I have attained a diamond. So therefore, Swamin Krutatosmi. I am very much satisfied and I don't ask any varam, any benediction. So that's that in Vishnu Purana it is mentioned. So he is now repenting here that I have attained the lotus feet of the Lord, but still I have very unfortunate person, foolish person, because I prayed for something which is very perishable, temporary thing. So maybe my mind may be bewildered by devatas who had fear that I would who had mm, like who has become very fearful and they were very intolerant. So maybe because of that, my intelligence got lost. So therefore, because of that, I did not accept the advice of Narad Muni previously, and Narad Muni was advising. So he like Dhruva was contemplating that why I did not accepted Narad Muni's initial words. Maybe my intelligence was contaminated by devatas uh, who are like who are below than me, so therefore they may become envious of me. So, like Narad Muni previously said that in this age, don't consider your stepmother's word seriously and you worship the Lord. Don't take be equipoised. All those words he did not accept. So therefore, he is thinking. I was caught up with the Devi's Maya, Lord's Maya, and I saw differences between myself and others. And like I thought that my brother is my enemy, and he is my enemy, and I in this way I was completely like in illusory things I suffered. So just like a person who is suffering in a dream, like that I kind of suffered. So in this way, uh, I like we are actually speaking from spiritual point of view. Both me and my brother both are jivas, and both are tatastha shakti of the Lord. But uh, that is from spiritual. Both spiritual point of view also we are equal, but material point of view also we are like body is made up of five material elements conditioned by Lord's Maya. So still I am seeing by bewildered by Maya, I am seeing him as an enemy. And I prayed for useless things, just like for a dead person, if a medicine is given, there is no use. So similarly, all these material things, they will ultimately last. So therefore, they are useless. So I have pleased the Lord, which is very difficult to please, and who can destroy I am all material existence. But I prayed for material enjoyment because I don't have any good fortune. The Lord can award his own abode, but because I have become so much proud, I asked for some material pride like that. So he is comparing himself like a foolish person when he goes to an emperor, and an emperor will ask, "What do you want?" And the foolish person may say, "I want some small grains." So the emperor will laugh. What? You have come to king. You're asking few grains. I can award you so many villages, towns, or so many opulences. But similarly, my position is that I can award directly. I can achieve your own abode, but still I have asking for some material things. So in this way, so but still, Lord is so merciful that even if I asked like that, the Lord gave me uh, his own abode to live in. So, although I am very foolish, but still the Lord is merciful and he is magnanimous and he has awarded me after some time his own abode. So, therefore, he became very much grateful to the Lord. So, in this way, he was thanking the Lord, but he was also feeling remorse, lamentation. So, all these emotions are going. So, he is like a pure devotee now. So all these emotions of gratitude, humility, lamentation, so expression of love for the Lord, they are all he is undergoing. So in this way, he lamented that for his benediction. So in this way, his Dhruva's regret is mentioned. So now, Maitreya Muni, he concludes this section by saying one nice prayer. Navai mukundasya padaravindaya रजो जुषस्तात भवादृशा जना वाञ्छन्ति तद्दास्यमृतेत्तमात्मनो यदृच्छया लब्धमनस्समृद्धयः. He's saying, oh Vidura, you are very much dedicated devotee of the Lord. So you are very much attached to the lotus feet of the Lord. So they don't want the dasyam krute. They don't want anything except the worship of the lotus feet of the Lord. So like the people like you, they don't want anything like this lotus feet of the Lord. So that's what he is talking. Uh, so like but others they may ask for something else. So here the Maitreya is praising Mudra that like you are pure from your beginning itself. So therefore you don't want anything else. But so therefore you are very great personality. So like that he is praising Maharaj. Are you able to hear?
Yes, Prabhu. In between,
Okay.
it was jumbling up, but we are able to hear.
Okay, something is wrong. Mm, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, I will continue. Something my laptop became slow. Something. So when in this way, Maitreya Muni praised Dhruva. So then after some time, Dhruva, after that incident, Dhruva starts coming back to his place. So, so after some time, the Dhruva comes back to his place. So that time in the city, that everyone like they will come to know that the Dhruva Maharaj is coming back after performing a nice deed. So in the city, everyone decorates their city very nicely. Hare Krishna. Okay, maybe we will continue our discussion in the next time. So how Dhruva Maharaj came back and attained how the citizens received him. So all those pastimes maybe
Okay.
Problem? Because of some problem?
something my laptop got getting stuck. You are able to hear continuously?
Yes.
Yeah, but in between it stopped.
Oh, okay.
We are able to hear you, Prabhu.
Mm.
Only we are not able to see the slide. That's the only thing, right? But we are
Okay.
able to hear you clearly.
Okay. Then maybe I will stop video maybe to save some bandwidth.
Okay.
Okay. So what happens is that when Dhruva Maharaj he comes back, everyone comes to know that Dhruva was pleased the Lord and is coming back. So when the citizens when they heard, everyone celebrated their celebrate like in the it is like a festival. The whole city was decorated completely. All the rajamargas they were nicely decorated. All the uh, gates and other they are all decorated with toranas and other things. And the king especially the Uttanapada he becomes very excited, and he along with all the other brahmanas and other people they starts moving to receive Dhruva. And even Uttama and Suniti, Suruchi, they also they also move along with they also move they also move to receive Dhruva. And so like Dhruva comes to the outskirts of that that place, and everyone embraces there. Uttanapada embraces Dhruva, and Uttanapada embraces Dhruva, and then Dhruva was also embraced by Uttama, his brother, and he was also embraced by Suniti. And interestingly, Suruchi will also come, and Dhruva offers his respect to even Mother Suruchi also. So here, how is it that Suruchi is also very much pleased with Dhruva and offers benedictions to Dhruva. So how is it that Suruchi was very much pleased with Dhruva? So that
ध्रुवा
is
उससे पहले आप जरा ये
Hare Krishna. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now we can share. So okay. Yeah, so everyone receive so when the Dhruva comes back, everyone offers their respectful obeisances. So that time it was mentioned that the like just like rivers naturally flow towards the ocean. So similarly, for a person who has pleased the Lord, everyone naturally goes down. So that is how the it was mentioned. Yasya prasanno Bhagavan gunair maitriyadibir harihi tasmai namanti bhutani nimnamapa iva swayam. So if Lord is pleased with someone with all his merciful qualities, all the other living entities also offers him obeisances, just like the water goes down naturally down towards downwards. So in this way, Suniti, even Suruchi and Uttama, they are all offering pleased with seeing Dhruva. And Suniti especially, she was very much pleased seeing Dhruva, and she embraced. And it's like the breast, the milk started flowing from Suniti's breast milk. So indicating that soon Dhruva will be become be so will be done Abhishek with so that he will become the king. So in this way, he was welcomed by everyone. And in this, when he entered the city, the whole city was decorated, and everyone offered obeisances. And he entered the palace, and palace is also very, very beautiful with so much wonderful, uh, wonderful, wonderful arrangements, wonderful gardens, lotuses, like so many lakes filled with lotuses. All those things are there. So in this way, he enters his city. After some time, Uttanapad, understanding that Dhruva Maharaj is very powerful, he is very nice person. So he wanted to make him as the king, and he taking approval from ministers and everyone, he made Dhruva as the king. And understanding that his age is becoming old, so he himself retires. So in this way, Uttanapad retires, and Dhruva will become the king of the planet. So that time, uh, so in this way, Dhruva starts ruling. Uttanapad retired. So now, after that, also one more incident is mentioned in the life of Dhruva. So what will happen is that Dhruva, like Dhruva is married with Brahmi. So he is married two personalities, Brahmi and Ila. Through Brahmi, he gives birth to Kalpa and Vatsara. Through Ila, he gives rise to one daughter and one son called Utkala. So after some time, as Lord predicted, Uttama, he went for hunting, and while doing hunting, he uh, he fought with yakshas, and yakshas killed kind of Uttama. So in this way, Uttama died, and Surichi, he was he went to the forest in search of Uttama, and Surichi was also Shruti also died because of the forest fire. So Dhruva, on hearing that his brother was killed by yakshas, he became very angry. So he became very angry, and he was overwhelmed with lamentation and anger, and he started to attack all these yakshas. So when he went and he announced that he has arrived, all the yakshas people, the wives of yakshas, they were very afraid. But the yakshas, they became very angry, and they all came out of city and started attacking Dhruva. So in this way, there is a very huge fight that is described that happens between Dhruva and yakshas. So like Dhruva was fighting, yakshas were fighting, they are throwing arrows, he was showing arrows. So in this way, a lot of fight happens between them, and so like a lot of analogies kind of describe where different ways they are fighting. So in that situation, at one point of time, all the yakshas, they were all very much injured by Dhruva. So therefore they fled out of his presence. So Dhruva thought that yakshas, they all left. So then, but Dhruva was anticipating that these yakshas, uh, they were all having so many uh, conjectures, so many tricks, so they may do something. So he was sitting there. After some time, there is so much dust storm will come, and so much rain with heavy sounds from clouds, so many mystic clouds, everything will come. And from those clouds, so many dead animals started falling, so much rain, pus, blood, like that, so many bad things started falling from that cloud. So in this way, like huge attack will happen. So at that time, in order to save Dhromara, some sages, they have come, and they have said that Dhruva, like you, like you just you may, O Dhruva, you have you have surrendered to the Lord, and you just remember Lord. By hearing or chanting the Lord name, people easily cross this unsurpassable death. So by that you will be easily able to kill your enemies. So like that, the sages advised Dhruva. So Dhruva, in this way, he remembered the Lord, and using Narayana Astra, he kind of dispels all those illusions. And by that Narayana Astra, all those illusions were gone. And by that Dhruva, he started killing so many yakshas. So yakshas, they were like one yaksha killed his brother, and he's like kind of taking revenge, and he was like kind of annihilating whole yakshas only. So in this way, it's like so much yakshas are being killed. So that time, his grandfather Manu, he will come and start advising Dhruva not to kill yakshas. So because at this point of time, Dhruva was very much overwhelmed by anger because these yakshas killed my brother. I have to kill all of them. And they are also fighting. So he was like kind of annihilating all the yakshas. So because he was now kind of going out of control, so in order to reduce his anger and to bring him in order, so his grandfather is Manu, like we know that Dhruva's father was Uttanpad. Uttanpada's father was Swayambhu Manu. So Swayambhu Manu has come and he is he is giving his advice. So in this way, like a wonderful advice he gives, we'll see what is his advice. So he's saying that this Atirosha, you are exhibiting so much anger. So that this Atirosha is not good for our family. So enough of this excessive anger, Atirosha. This whenever there is an excessive anger, that is like that is like sinful path, and it is like ignorant path. So one should not come under this anger. And with that anger, you have killed so many yakshas. So therefore, enough of this anger. Don't go under this path. And this killing so many innocent yakshas, this is like very shameful act. It is not befitting our family. So, and all the virtuous people, they will condemn you for this act of killing all the yakshas. We understand that you are very much affectionate to your brother. So people may say in his country that because Dhruva is like Dhruva might become happy upon seeing the killing of his brother Uttama. So in order to reduce that, like in order to not show that he is envious of his brother, he is exhibiting so much anger. So we understand that you are very much affectionate to your brother. Don't be aggrieved by the death of your brother. And you have already killed so many yakshas just because one yaksha killed your brother. You have killed so many yakshas just because they have connection with that yaksha. So in this way, you are crossing the limits. And this path, killing of all the living entities, just like animals do, and thinking that this body is the self, is not at all the path of the devotees. He is reminding Dhruva as a great devotee. Great devotees, they don't come under these kind of control of material affections. So therefore, you should not create so much violence to all the living entities. So control yourself. Previously, he is also reminding himself that you pleased the Lord. You pleased the Lord previously. Uh, uh, you by who is situated in everyone's heart. By that, you achieved the abode of the Lord. So and by you are also by that act, you are also remembered by all the great devotees. And by that you teach all others the conduct of a saintly person. So why you are doing this shameful act? So don't do this. This is not befitting the act of a devotee. And he says, how to please the Lord. Titikshaya karunaya maitriya chakhila jantushu samatvena cha sarvatma bhagavan samprasidati. Just by showing tolerance, just by showing mercy and friendship with all the living entities, by equally treating them, the Lord will be easily pleased. This is the way to please the Lord. And what will happen if the Lord is pleased? Samprasanne bhagavati purushah prakrute gunaihi vimukto jiva nirmukto brahma nirvanam ruchyati. And the Lord is pleased. The Lord, the person, he will be released from all the three gunas. And by releasing, he easily attains the Lord's abode, Brahma Nirvana Muchati. And so in this way, when you please the Lord, you will achieve the Lord. So he did in order to pacify Dhruva out of anger, he starts speaking that ultimately everything is done by the Supreme Lord. There is a sanction of the Supreme Lord in every event. So in order to mention that, he very philosophically he explains all the things in this world. So what he says that in this world, everyone they take birth from the five elements by the combination of man and woman, and from their interaction, more man and more woman and more men will appear. So in this way, the creation of the bodies will take place, and similarly, maintenance and destruction are also of all the bodies are takes place by the gunas, which are like nothing but the Maya of the Supreme Lord. So Maya only is creating the bodies of all the living entities through other living entities. So for all these, the Lord is the Nimitta Matra, he is the indirectly causing all these movements within the universe. And because of that, just like example, magnet may move iron, but magnet is not visible, but iron is moving. So similarly, the whole universe is moving because of the indirect cause of the Lord. So Lord who is behind the gunas, he is causing everything to move. So the Lord is he is by he is entered into, he is having the Jiva Shakti, Maya Shakti, two Shaktis are mentioned. So and Maya Shakti is the external energy, Jiva Shakti is all the jivas that are there. So Lord only his energies are only both Jiva Shakti and Maya Shakti only, both. So Lord acting as the jivas, he entered into Maya and he separated himself by the agitation of gunas through time, and in this way he is acting, and the Lord is separate from everything. So that means this whole Maya Shakti, he creates this whole material world, and that this Maya Shakti is also energy of the Lord. In that way, he is also material cause of the world, cause of the Lord, and he is only making everything run. So therefore, he is the indirect cause. But he is non-different from all his energies and time and jiva. So, in this way, his energies are only acting. But originally his Swarupa is different from his energies. So therefore he is also the non-doer. So his energies are acting, but he himself is separate from all the actions. So in this way, Lord is the cause of creation of all this universe. Lord is the one who is maintaining, Lord is destroying through his energies, but he is separate. So in this way, he is working. So he only made all these things. So therefore, as time, he is separate from all these things. So he is indestructible. But the Lord is not affected by all these things, and he is without destruction. But he causes destruction of all the living entities. He is without birth, but he causes birth of all living entities. He is inexhaustible, and he produces people by the people, and he destroys all the people by other people. So in this way, Lord is creating, maintaining, and destroying. And he himself, the Lord, is no one's friend or enemy. And he, as time, he enters everyone equally as the death. And jivas automatically they are depending on their karma, they are associated with the Lord, and they follow whatever the will of the Lord, as he like whatever based on their karma they move, and Lord allocates different bodies for them. So just like different particles of air, dust, they were followed by air. Similarly, all the living entities based on their karma, their association with matter, they develop so many different bodies and they move. So sometimes they have short lives, sometimes they have long lives, and but Lord is free from both these lives, and He is the one who is awarding all these things to the living entities. So like who is the cause of everyone's suffering? So basically, there are many things, many philosophies that are discussed, which will say that why people are suffering. So some people they give that karma, based on karma, they are suffering. But some say it is only the nature of matter, because of that it is some ways the everyone is suffering. And some people they say because of time it is suffered, and some people they say because of it is lust or desire, because of that people are suffering. And but actually these are all only um, partially correct, they are not fully correct. So the fully correct thing is everything for all the causes, the Supreme Lord is the ultimate cause, and no one knows the plan of the Lord, who is invisible and who is unfathomable. So therefore, he cannot be known, and he is invisible. And from him only so many energies will arise, from which everyone takes birth. So therefore, the conclusion is that for all the things that are happening in this world, there is a sanction of the Lord. Otherwise, nothing will happen. So everything happening means Lord's sanction is there. Lord sanctioned that event. So understand that Lord is the cause for all the causes. So, and no one can understand what is that Lord's plan, what is there in the mind. Even Bhishmadev said, no one can understand the plan of the Lord. Everyone has to follow his plan only. So, therefore, the conclusion is that Lord is the creator, He is the destroyer. Whenever someone is killed or some event has happened, that means Lord's sanction is there. If not Lord's will, that may not be the Lord's will. Lord may not want that to be happen or that thing, but Lord has sanctioned that event. So that means the philosophical that Manu is driving here is that whenever anything, any event is happened, the Lord's sanction is there. Otherwise, that event will not happen. Even though that may be because of the karma of the other living entities or whatever it may be, since Lord has sanctioned, you have to accept that as the plan of the Lord. So therefore, understand that the followers of whoever the yakshas, they are not the killers of your brother. The cause of birth and death of living being entities is the Lord only. The Lord creates, maintains, and destroys all these things, but He is not at all attached without attachment or ego. He is not at all affected by these actions. So therefore, you should not blame even the Lord also. Lord is also not to be blamed. So he is the maintainer, destroyer, and creator, because everything Maya is working under him. So therefore, the right course to take you is to surrender to the Lord, who is the refuge of the world, and all others they are also worshipping the Lord. Previously, when you are only 5 years old, you please that Lord and you have attained the topmost position in three worlds. So now again you turn your attention to the Lord, and therefore you again attain your natural position. So give up your anger, which is like very much enemy on the path of liberation. And you are killing Yaksha, so therefore Kuvera, who is the leader of Yakshas, he may get upset. So therefore you pacify Kuvera with your gentle words and prayers so that his his anger should not cause any curses for our family. So in this way, Manu kind of pacified Dhruva and returned to his abode. So basically, the point here in this philosophical understanding is that same point comes in even first canto also, when Dharma, like Parikshit Maharaj asked Dharma, who is the cause of your suffering? Why you are suffering? Is this Kali because he is beating your suffering? You please say he is beating you because of that you are suffering. Then I will punish this Kali. Like that, Parikshit is asking Bull. But Dharma, Bull, he did not point out Kali is the cause of my suffering. He says that whoever says that this person is the cause of my suffering, that person only becomes irreligious. So therefore, Parikshit, he says that you are not identifying the cause of your suffering, therefore you are religious person by dharma, like that he says. So the point here is that everyone, when suffering comes under him, if they see that they identify because of that person I am suffering, that means he is in some wrong conditioning. So whatever coming to us as negative thing, there is a sanction of the Lord. So although that person is acting like an instrument, but since I deserve this punishment, therefore Lord has sanctioned, therefore I am suffering. So therefore that other person is not the cause of my suffering. It is only because of my previous acts that Lord has sanctioned this. He is only acting like an instrument. So like that, when we think, then that is like right kind of thinking. So that is how everything is working. But for the person who is judging, like Parikshit, who is a king who has to award punishment for the wrongdoer, he should not think like that. He should see who is causing punishment and punish them accordingly. So that's how judging, both the judgment and thinking for oneself is mentioned in Bhagavatam. So that's how one has to see the hand of the Lord in every event, happiness or distress. That's how that is what Manu's instruction to Dhruva, how to see the death of his brother Uttama. So in this way, Manu pacified Dhruva. So we'll continue our discussion next time, how Dhruva has attained the spiritual world. Stop here.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
इंद्रा श्रीमद् भागवतम की